Oh yeah, we're going live. We're live right now. It's 8:22 p.m. Hey, Sweet Tea, good to see you. Yo, Mr. Emmy, word up. What's going on, y'all? Daniel had court today. Old Danny had court today, and turned out that he didn't make any comments toward the camera. Of course, that was a question that we brought up. We were curious to know. Especially, he didn't want to face any of those questions. I noticed, I think it was a reporter from the Global who was following close behind him. I'm not sure where it was from. I'm assuming it was. What's up, Brian? Good to see you, Chelsea. Vivalda, welcome in, my friends. I got all taken away. I would have been here on Saturday for my birthday, but there's shit going on in the Middle East that distracted me. I don't know why I do that to myself every time. Because the internet just fills up with all kinds of shit. And it's, fuck. It's just all so performative. But in and amongst it, you get some quips of interesting statements. It didn't affect the market that much, which I'm surprised. Usually, any talk of stability or instability in the Middle East makes things go down. Things haven't gone down that far. They've already been down. I'm glad I didn't short the market. I was thinking about it. That's what was kind of keeping me around. I'm like, okay, should I be shorting the market here or what? Get myself a cool 30% drop. It hasn't came yet, so I found myself doing other things. I was tempted, but it would have happened already after the fact. Considering the name dropping that they're doing in individuals that they took out. It's like, oh boy. You wonder if anything that you hear is actually reality. Not that it's not happening, but there's just so much one-sided information going on. Never trust anything you hear. But I still like to see all of the video that comes out. And now, of course, there's AI to worry about. AI videos. It's not really a big worry. What usually happens is somebody will grab a video and then add to it. For example, the first one that I saw was a missile hitting. I'm like, holy shit. And then I saw the actual video later and there was no missile hitting. So it's just somebody took a snippet of the original video and made it out to be something that it's not. I did notice it right away, though, but I still watched it. It's depressing. All this shit on X coming down. Well, as soon as you get informed, Sweet Tea, you realize how ridiculous the information is that's coming at you. You're like, oh, fuck. When have we ever stopped just a clapping seal? We've got different names for it now. Anyway, it is a bit depressing, isn't it? I won't depress you all about it. But I didn't get my drop in the market and I didn't short it, so no, I didn't lose any money, which is a good thing. I got smart. In fact, I bought a little bit of stock. Only like $25 worth. But you have to start somewhere, Yeah, Ginger, you're all excited about the indictment? Yeah, I like that word. Indictment and Daniel Martell in this situation. I was distracted by other things, though. Well, not really. Maybe I'm just being fancy. First thing that stuck out to me is Daniel's new cousin lover, his sister cousin. This fucking Logan is a piece of work. What a nasty, nasty individual. She's a demon. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Of course, Logan pictured with Daniel here walking into the courthouse. She's in this little group with Daniel that goes around and monitors what people are saying about the case and comments under all of these different sock accounts. Very jealous of Malaya and all of this. She's in Janie's heart. Helicopter Grandma says indictment sounds good, but time will tell. Oh yeah, maybe he'll get off this one. I can imagine he's got what is he using? What was his lawyer's name? I had it written down. Excuse me, I did know it and I lost the paper. He's a public defender. He's got the top-notch defense working on him, working for him. Hopefully, he told him to shut up. My lawyer said I can't say anything that's going to disrupt the investigation. Now's the time to pull that card. She has so much hate in her eyes. Why? Oh, that's. Are you talking about? Do you remember Logan at the vigil when she got in front of the camera and she looked at the camera and then started to cry? Do you guys remember that? That was on the Global. I'll never forget that. You're a bullshit artist, Logan. And you're the only one that believes Daniel. And as a matter of fact, what was it? The PNI Atlantic News? That's where I pulled this from. That picture. Now, this is what I love about the PNI Atlantic News, which is the Chronicle Herald. They put a photo up of the person that they talked to, they interviewed of. So I think it's just a prerequisite. There's there's an information ban, a publication ban, meaning anything that's shared in the courtroom can't be brought out here and discussed in that sense. Doesn't mean you can't have opinions, but the PNI Atlantic, this Chronicle Herald, has a picture of we'll call her Logan. Has a picture of Logan and Stupid on it, and it goes into the goes into the article. I'll read it to you. An online community of influencers and self-proclaimed investigators. That'll be Justin. We've got a live investigation going on right now. An online community of influencers and self-proclaimed investigators has been feeding the immense public interest in the case of Jack and Lily. Gorman cautioned that the publication ban extends to online posts. In a written statement, RCMP spokeswoman Alison Gerard said the Mounties are not releasing any new information at this time as they proceeded with their investigation. We've released all of the information that can be shared publicly at this stage. Any confirmed focus on those limited details does not advance the investigation, Gerard wrote. We remain committed to providing updates when it's appropriate. Warrant documents unsealed last August showed an exhaustive investigation that included polygraph tests of the children's immediate family. They passed, in quotes. Are you sure? Are you sure? Checking of banking information and electronic communications, search histories and GPS coordinates of cell phones, pumping and searching the contents of area septic systems, and collecting video from private cameras within 8 kilometers radius, businesses, school buses, and the Cobequid Pass toll booths. They say there's over 5,000 videos and photos. Police followed up on 670 tips. It was all a waste of time when Daniel's standing right in front of you. He's the guilty motherfucker. There was more to the investigation, but certain aspects were redacted in documents. Among those in court for Martell's appearance was a woman who said she knows Jack and Lily and the family. Logan. Logan. This woman, who's on your screen right now, and in the picture of the Chronicle Herald that they're not identifying. We're not identifying her, but we'll post a picture of her nonetheless. Said she still has hope the children will be found alive. You just gave her away with that statement right there. The only person that has hope that the kids are still alive is Janie, Daniel, and Logan. Well, so much for not identifying her. Oh, it could be anybody. Not. Get the hell out of here. Mr. Hemi, that is a big girl. She's a big one. And she looks like she's gotten even bigger. It's probably the camera, though. You remember under a post up on Facebook earlier in the case, Logan in her sock account was commenting on how much better looking and how much skinnier she is than Malaya. Never forget that. I'll never forget that. She's so jealous of Malaya for whatever reason. I could look after your kid. No worries. I could just stick it under the fucking broom closet. I'll look after Meadow. Don't worry about it. I'll look after your kid. DM says I like big butts. He likes any butts. Specifically non-consensual butts. He's going to get plenty of those. Well, I'm surprised, actually. They're looking to get the show on the road with this case. They're back in court March 30th, which is 28 days from now. A 10-month anniversary of the day they called the RCMP, by the way. In unrelated news. Unrelated. Of course it's related. I did hear some interesting things. Everybody's got a little update today. What was the most interesting thing I heard? Whoever the journalist is that followed Daniel out from the courthouse today, Daniel doesn't like her. I gotta find out who that is. I'd like to meet that person. Hey, Lindy, good to see you, by the way, in house music. Callie. I'd like to figure out who that is. But there's a brief exchange. Daniel wanted to remind everybody that this incident, these charges have absolutely nothing to do with Jack and Lily. Well, how can it not? Really? No, the actual charges aren't related to the missing child case. These are the people involved in the case with a new charge. How many more of those can come your way, I wonder? All kinds. Think about all of the information that they've gathered, forced their hand to press charges against this stunned cunt. Nothing wrong with this picture, is there, Logan? No, I believe Daniel. Danny wouldn't lie to me. All this dude has done is lie. Lynn Gallebois, 1937, says DM's court case will take some time. Into July if we're lucky. But we can't something assured that this won't be a cause for summary conviction, like lesser charges for selling rugs or even shoplifting. I don't know what you're talking about. Who the fuck cares how long it's taken? Take as long as you need. Take some bets. You want to put some polymarket on this? I bet you this son of a bitch gets the book thrown at him. He's not exactly on the Christmas card list at the RCMP right now. You know what this does probably have in common? Well, what do you guys think? I won't get you in trouble. This has everything to do with what happened to Jack and Lily. The actual story, the truth, their living conditions. Yeah, of course, and we all know that, Linz. The kids were in their care during the dates that were given for this particular case, and most definitely has something to do with the kids. Absolutely, it does. But there's such a thing as too literal. So they didn't pull the charges, and they're separate from the situation with Jack and Lily. But look at how long it takes for somebody to take that and try to make it look like it somehow exonerates them from any wrongdoing in that time, as opposed to what it's really doing, and letting everybody out there that's waiting for information get informed. The only thing with it taking a while is if they do eventually find the kids, it will be hard to figure out what happened to them. What do you mean? Not really. Actually, it'd be a lot easier. Yeah, Esther, you believe it's much more sinister and definitely Ruggs. Of course it is. People think if there's substances involved in it, they were definitely forced upon the kids. The kids didn't accidentally just look at something they didn't know, could be anything, and just dive in and eat it all to the point of collapse and death. By the way, it never happens like that. So somewhere within the time of ingestion, if it was true, and the time it took to pass would have been significant. So you're telling me they sat there and watched them die? No. This has everything to do with this tweaker who can't control his emotions. She looks like a cow, Vivalda. She looks like somebody beat her with the ugly stick. That's just my opinion, though. She looks upset for Daniel. Who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares? She wants attention. She's an attention getter. She wants to be there for her new man. I'm there for you. Yeah, good luck with that. You be there for your sex offender, fucking cousin, brother, lover. Logan looks like a tough guy. Don't fuck with me. She's like Muck Tuck Annie.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Did Mom ever, hey, I just find it so odd. You would think, did any of them ever make the statement that they wanted to look for the children, or does she make a fuss saying, I don't want to leave until I find my kids?
No.
Really?
No. So that's what I stated as well. Because when I got there, I said, do you want me to stay with the baby? You can go look. She goes, I'm going to stay with the baby. Okay, said whatever. So I went looking. So that was the next thing, was when she was told that the baby had to leave the residence.
This is Logan speaking right now, the woman on your screen, the one in which the Chronicle Herald's identity they are keeping anonymous.
She's exactly told she did not have to leave the residence. They just wanted the baby off the residence, from the residence. As this whole scenario isn't something a kid should be a part of. So the baby was going to come to my house. So she.
Ooh, that's super minimizing the situation at that nasty fucking dump of an RV you guys are living in. And the trailer. This thing shouldn't be something that a kid's... what? Missing kids case? Something that a kid shouldn't be involved in? Would you consider that an understatement or just a faux pas? Just a slip? She's looking for something that's not there to help protect Daniel, and she's cognizant of the facts and where they are, where she needs to minimize, lie, put blame back off onto Malaya. Could be that she's simply parroting Daniel. Susie Mack says Logan will be known as supporting a sex offender from here on. Well, she has been since the beginning. Logan doesn't believe Daniel, says Lynn. She can say she does as a prerequisite to be in that family. But disc setting at noon about graping says it all. Is Logan more involved than we think? She drives a 5-speed, doesn't she? Ginger's mom? That's a great question. Something to keep on the back burner. What do you think there, Darren Geddes? You think it could be Logan? She got more involvement than you and Kent? It's hard to say at this point in time. You would think that she might be the first one to call, but we're not no need to get overly suspicious at this point. There's enough to be worried about with this one. But a great question, Ginger.
She's never been apart from the baby. Never. Like, she's Meadow. So I said, you're more than welcome to come too. If not, I'm...
You know what? Like, how many times do you need to repeat her name to get your point across? What point were you trying to get across? It's interesting to me why people do things like that. What does that actually mean? So when you say that and don't go on to add any context as to what that means, like interpret it for the person listening, I have a tendency to think that it was just a way to talk shit about the other person in that moment, we'll say. Keep an eye out for when she refers to the kids as animals in that sense. Lesser than. Esther wants you to know that rugs can make your sexual behavior very high. And sadistic, we believe they both on rugs. Well, we know Daniel's a chronic masturbator. This has been reported, a fact of the case. Maybe this is a type of fact that we should bring up with Janie next time that we come across with her. Logan, you mean Meadow was that deprived of care, was malnourished and couldn't walk at her age? Now look at Meadow, thriving and being cared for and loved? Well, I don't know about that. I can't speak to that, Helicopter Grandma. I would think that she is in a safe space. I hope so. She's under the care of the Crown. It could be that they're just letting her drink Coca-Cola and eating chips all the time, and she's just plumping up that way. How do you know what she's eating? I don't know. Meadow, all of the time. What does that mean to her? That sounds to me that she's just like parroting Janie word for word. Like, she takes what these two liars say as gospel. And it doesn't matter. She has no desire to think critically. She just wants to make it look like she's just such a caring cousin. She's going to come and just support them no matter what. You're just so fucking stupid. But it's your choice.
comfortable. I have 3 kids of my own. Like Malaya, I can take care of this kid. Like, I can take care of the baby, no problem. So, Meadow. So, I said, you're more than welcome to come too. If not, I am comfortable. I have 3 kids of my own. Like Malaya, I can take care of this kid.
So think about the premise of what she's trying to get across here. She wants you... So she's presenting something that's only half correct to begin with. Like, yeah, the Children's Aid said they're not allowing Meadow back in that nasty goddamn trailer around that crazy kooky grandma Janie. You guys are going to have to find a different spot. It had nothing to do with the situation going down. Oh, there shouldn't be... You just made that part up, you dope. So you just started making plans to appease Daniel to try to take the kid over to your house. I can take a look at the kid. I got 3 already. You birthing out fucking cows? 3 kids. Fucking nasty old bitch. How many baby daddies you got? Probably 6. 6 baby daddies. You can take care of this one? First of all, Logan, you didn't even know Malaya. You were gaslighting the fuck out of her in the moment. You're putting your phone number in her phone. That doesn't tell me that you guys were very close. And thank God, she looks like she ended up making the right decision, didn't she? You're part of the abuse that was going on, not only to Malaya, but to the kids that weren't and are no longer around at this point in time. Who the fuck says that? Who the hell are you? Who the hell are you to Jack and Lily, Malaya, and Meadow? The more that you get to learn about the situation, thank you guys. Daniel's being protected by Janie and Logan. Thank you very much, Vivaldo. Helicopter Grandma, that's generous of you, darling. You can see it as they already have plans for Meadow. And it had everything to do with Daniel as opposed to anybody else. That's Daniel inserting himself. What kind of like overbearing SOB is he? You don't regard Malaya as a motherly figure in this relationship at all. It's like she's nothing. And you're going about it to organize it as though Logan here is an actual participant in your family or somebody that anybody even knows. So it's more of an objective asset in their minds that they're trying to hold on to rather than do the right thing or naturally what the right thing is naturally the child belongs with the mother in that sense. That had to have been what Cindy emphasized to Malaya. Like, you're not giving up your child. You're not sending it over to Logan's because you're just such a caring individual. There's another reason. Probably an ongoing situation where Daniel, who knows what sort of bizarro world impulse he was trying to put onto Malaya. Thanks, Helicopter Grandma. So here, she knows so much about the situation. She just mimics, parrots what Janie and Daniel have to say, which is like one sentence about Malaya. And it just happens to be this. Yeah, as soon as the baby was born, it was all Meadow, and the other kids fell to the wayside. This coming from the world's best parents. Like, imagine what's really going on here. Ginger's mom, Logan, the woman who got in a fight with M's family. Yeah. Yeah, she's a heavyweight, but not because she's strong, just because she eats a lot. And she was at the end of the driveway with Janie throwing hands. After this is over, she should have every one of those children removed from her.
She's never been apart from the baby. Never. Like, she's Meadow. So I said, you're more than welcome to come too. If not, I am comfortable. I have 3 kids of my own.
You're more than welcome to come too. Just stole your kid on you. Just trafficked your child on Daniel's behalf. Just stole your kid, to use an Earlism. I just stole your kid. You're welcome to come too. Get the hell out of here. Like, who the fuck believes this nonsense? You're gaslighting her. Why? And it doesn't have anything to do about how close you are personally with Meadow. You're doing this as a favor for the suspects, for the people who just unalived Jack and Lily, most likely, probably more than 99.999999999 infinity percent.
Like, Malaya, I can take care of this kid. Like, I can take care of the baby, no problem. So first the baby, it was just going to be the baby, and then she decided she was going to come with me. So, but then something changed, and we were at the briefing. Her mother said something to her, and then I had to take everything out of my car and put it in her mother's car. And like I said, she had this whole plan, like she was going to drive her car into my house. Mm-hmm. And she was going to, and then the plan changed. Oh, I'm going to take the car to my mother's. Like, I'm going with my mother. Well, she didn't even come back for the car. Like, the search and rescue had her car towed to wherever she was.
Yeah, what does that tell you, you crazy bitch? What does that tell you? She escaped a horror film. Could you imagine going back, finally being rescued from all of the horrors at, like, you know, the old place in Texas Chainsaw Massacre? What do you think, you're going to go back for your car? No, you want to get the hell on out of there. Let's get the hell out of here. She's being manipulated by Daniel and the family on a consistent basis. Daniel's on a murderous rampage, acting suspicious, even to Malaya. Not something that she would probably make up. She's not eager, pointing fingers and throwing shade at the other person. Why do you have the need to blame Malaya for all of this? You're just double victim blaming. They're blaming all the victims in this for what it is that they've done. They blame the kids, and when it comes, they blame Malaya. Well, the first thing that tells you, friends, is that whatever they told the RCMP isn't 100%. They're not united by any means on this nonsense story that they told the RCMP to begin with. That's a major fucking problem for you all. What went on that Thursday night, Janie? There's a whole lot more that probably happened outside than we understand now, and that should be talked about across the board. What is it that we don't know that went on Thursday night that they're so protective over? And guess what? It has everything to do with Jack and Lily. All of this does. All of this does. Logan, you're the dumbest SOB that I've ever experienced. What a fucking idiot.
Because they left the car. That's how much of a hurry that was to leave. Malaya stayed at the residence Friday.
Yeah, that should really tell you exactly how she felt about the place. Oh, she just felt so safe there. Oh, geez, it's such a welcoming. I don't know if it's the welcoming sign on the front door or if it's the non-existent flowers hanging, or maybe it's the gerbil fucking cage in the middle of the property. What about all of the fucking mattresses in the back? It's just such a place that you would just want to come back to and rest your head every night. You guys are disgusting, by the way. Stinking.
Night.
And just out of curiosity, because I think you said something and I wasn't quite sure I understood. When did Malaya's mother arrive at the house?
So she arrived Friday. She was there before I got there on Friday when they went missing. I'm not sure the exact time. We all tried to figure that out. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did Malaya's mother stay overnight there?
I am unsure, but she was there in the morning when I got back, when I came back. So she could have stayed the night. Like I said, I am unsure because I didn't stay at the residence that night. I went home.
She's such a pretentious bitch. She jumped down Belinda Gray's throat when Belinda showed up. Who are you? Who the fuck are you? Oh, I just happen to be related to the kids. Don't fucking worry about who I am. Why is she so violently protective of Janie? And why is she so sensitive about the realities of this situation? Daniel being an addict, a hardcore addict, an out-of-control hardcore addict, a pervert, a sex offender, and he's violently putting himself on the person that he moved in with after only knowing her for 2 weeks. I don't care about the fact that they've been together for 3 years now. The fact that this guy moves himself in with Patty and Malaya and the kids after only 2 weeks of knowing her. That must really piss Logan off too. That's what really makes her jealous. She probably thinks the same thing at night when she's laying in her bed. Tossing and turning, thinking about things. Question AB, did JM go to court for her son? No. Janie's not going to be there. The place would have been flooded with reporters taking all kinds of pictures of her. She's a homebody. She doesn't like that. She doesn't like having her picture taken. You know, Logan should not like having her picture taken. Christ. She could have even helped Logan with the makeup a little bit. You guys look like abusers, by the way. Looks like you guys were abused. They got the demeanor of a smacked ass. Looks like somebody smacked their butts. You know that, but JM sticks up for him? Yeah. Well, she wasn't going to go for him today. She's too worried about herself. Maybe she was too busy. Maybe she was too busy getting dinner ready at home. Doubt it. What do you think was for supper over there? Probably Tim Hortons double-double.
And Daniel did pass the lie detector test.
So what was Daniel's relationship like with Malaya's mom?
It doesn't take much to fool this one.
From what I understand, Malaya's relationship with her mother was never great. She didn't want to live with her mother. So Daniel's poison is, from what I understand, poison.
So Malaya's relationship with Cindy is just poisonous. Are you sure that's not a way that you could describe the relationship between Daniel and Malaya there, you tubby ass? It's toxic. It's not very good. So what you're really saying is you don't know anything about the relationship. Now, that's odd. That's weird. Or is it you only know it through one person? That's Janie. Janie probably calls you all the time to rely on you. Oh, could you come over and help me with this and that? Do you mind hiding my ATV out? Do you ride the ATV? Are you allowed to ride Janie's ATV, Logan? Is that where she's got it hidden out?
Like he always said, and he said this in his interviews over and over again, is every time Malaya got ahead in life, her mother pulled her back. So we'll just go with that.
I just find it strange how
You'll just go with that. Let's just go with that. What, without explaining anything? I'm just going to satisfy this with an analogy or a partial analogy or just half a statement from the movie The Godfather. That's what you did. You just threw half a line out from a scene of The Godfather, and that's it. You didn't explain it. You didn't answer the question. I.e., in other words, you didn't say anything there, honey.
Mother would convince her daughter to leave
the residence
instead of staying with her to look for these babies.
That woman has never shed a tear the whole time she was there. My dad even stated that. He goes, I cried. Like my father cried and cried and cried. This is a 55-year-old man.
Wow. So what are we supposed to take from that? That's bullshit. Your dad's such a panty waist bitch that he can't stop crying over what? What exactly are they crying over at that point in time? Because they can't find the kids? Or is it because the kids are never coming home? And you know that already. Imagine living in absolute nowhere and trying to pretend and carry on like this. You guys have really screwed yourselves. And Logan, you're just a prop for all of this. You're a prop. Where did I just read that? Logan, here's a question from Helicopter Grandma. If you were concerned about Jack, Lily, and Meadow, why did you not go and help them to clean up the yard? But yet here you are. What an angel. Go clean up the yard. That's a good question, actually, Helicopter Grandma. Thank you very much, by the way. That's a good question. If you're such a good friend, you've got two arms. Why couldn't you help load up some of that garbage in the yard and make it more presentable, nicer for the children? Does she feel betrayed that MBM left? Why, sweet tea? I think it's for her an opportunity to shit talk Malaya, which is really the benefit to what Janie and Daniel are prioritizing behind the scenes at that point in time. And it's really not changed a whole lot. Guys, every time that you try to put this off onto Malaya and pretend the kids are still alive somewhere and Malaya is responsible for it, and not to worry, as though that there really isn't two children missing here, is a blemish on your credibility. Because what you're doing is admitting that the story that you gave the RCMP in the first place is absolute bunk and bullshit, which we all already know it is. But now you're really admitting it. Secondarily. Again. You don't believe the words that are coming out of your mouth, Logan. Just a clapping seal. Life as they knew it is never going to be the same. This is not going away. Yeah. That's a good reminder, clapping seal, because they want to put that off onto the world and you, that it's you doing something bad to them. No, not at all. It's you that did it to yourselves. It's nobody else bringing this attention and heat on to you. We're doing what the public does. This is not going away, says clapping seal. No one's going to ever forget the way the children were treated by you all. Yeah, you guys feel absolutely justified. Look at you, how you're behaving now. Insisting to everybody that all of the answers lie with Malaya. Pretty sure that that's not the case. The fact that it's 10 months in and you guys are still wanting the public to believe that you think the kids are alive? That's an insult to people's intelligence and would never stand up. You guys don't even have any reasoning as to why you think that way other than because it's Malaya's responsibility. Malaya knows where the kids are. This is Malaya's doing somehow. Couldn't be further from the truth. It's just them doing what they did ever since the beginning and put the blame back onto the victim. Because there's no other alternative. Believe me, you fucking idiots. You guys would have known within minutes if the children were taken by somebody or they walked away. You pantomimed your way through this ridiculous long search, pretending that the kids are just around the next tree. Now you want to pretend that it's criminal in nature and somebody else came in and snatched them up from underneath you. They stole the kids from you. What does that mean exactly? What is it you're saying? Clapping seal, those animals is how you referred to hungry, dirty children. And you all watched them endure that horror show. Yeah, and blamed it on Malaya as it was happening. Probably comparing yourselves, your superiority over Malaya and how and what you would do better than she's doing in the moment. Just nonstop emotional abuse, torture over there at that house. What else is there to do over there? I mean, how would Malaya be in a good mental state living with that old bitch in the driveway who hated you since the day she met you? She's already biased against you. So Daniel's got his this new broad, his new baby and 2 kids there. She hates the mother. Do you think that she's just going to love the kids? Hate the mother? There's no rationale behind it. She expressed how she really felt about the lot of them. That rubbed off. When Malaya starts feeling worthless around there because that idiot Janie won't shut up, she starts behaving different, acting different, withdrawn, more into herself, introverted, not as friendly, outgoing, happy, personable, full of conversation. No, it's the opposite. And you just continue to hold everything against her every step of the way. At some point, she broke. And she did. But the relationship became different because it wasn't getting any better, improving in there with that fucking idiot Daniel. It would be impossible for things to get better. The only way things get better is if she believes his lies, because that's all he's full of. He's full of shit. He's high, all fucked up, and ignoring everybody. He's not a part of the fabric of the family. He's high on a divorce drug. He's high on the math, okay? He's dissociated. He's detached from reality. Constantly gaslighting her. Forcing things on her. It is an absolute nightmare, sweet tea.
And he cried for those children, and that grandmother didn't shed a tear.
Now I know you can't speak on Daniel's behalf.
Think about how shallow and stupid that statement is. Your 55-year-old dad cried for whatever reason that you're not disclosing, and you're alleging that Cindy hasn't cried. Like you would be privy to that information. Like you were watching her at all fucking times over there because you knew. You know what I'm saying? Like, how dare you even attempt to do that at this point in time? Look at what you're really doing, you stupid piece of shit. You're taking an opportunity to take a shot at somebody who shouldn't have anything to do with anything. You should be filled with nothing but good things to say, but you're on here in this interview trying to persuade people into believing more so, pushing Janie and Daniel's narrative of the kids being with Malaya and still living a happy life. Because you can't bear to face the reality of the fact of that fucking idiot behind you, the dude who's going to be rung up for SA, assault, and forcible confinement soon, having anything to do with taking his rage and his anger out on the kids. You're the poster child for retardism.
But what does he really truly believe happened to these kids?
That's something that he has stated all along, that it's something that has to come from him. Honestly, he believes they were, I think he believes that they were picked up by now. Like,
fuck, she couldn't even get that out. She was stumbling over. You don't even know. What is Danny right there saying it's okay to answer for you? But I probably think the kids were picked up by now. What is that actually saying to us? What does that mean? You're not the strongest speaker, stupid.
that they were abducted because there's no sign of them in the woods. He doesn't believe they're in the woods.
So he really doesn't believe that mom had anything to do with it.
It's amazing that this asshole doesn't believe they're in the woods when he told everybody on the TV that he'd never stop searching until he found them. He was so sure that they were out there in the woods for literally days on end with their clips of him claiming that he heard them yelling. He heard Lily scream. Thank you, Vivalda. And you're telling us he's been thinking that since the beginning? Yeah. No, just another non-committed claim. No, he didn't. He put on a big act for days, you stupid ass.
With it.
That's something I don't know because, like, you know, you always have your line of doubt, right? Like, you always have your theories and your things, so I can't speak on his behalf on that. Like,
Yeah, I understand. I just know that they both used each other as an alibi and in the morning in regards to the situation.
Absolutely. And no, I don't believe he believed or believes that Malaya had anything to do with the children missing.
A question that I have is, did Malaya have, or do you know, if Malaya had her own cell phone?
Yes, she has her own cell phone. I've called her on it.
Okay. And Daniel has his own cell phone?
Absolutely, but they're a very open couple.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no, I was just curious.
I see that. Did you think?
It's almost like she thought there was another question coming that she wasn't intending. There's a but there too. So as soon as we're going to get a monitoring of the phones question. Oh, if anybody asks, we monitored each other's location on our phones. Kim Elton says, Logan, what's in it for you? Daniel. Yeah, your cousin lover. What a weirdo. You need him as a baby daddy. You want to come be the daddy to my kids? Maybe she just pulled out like 3 insurance policies on them. Who's this talking, please? It's Logan. It's Logan, Adele. You're getting a 1 minute timeout.
Think Malaya met somebody else type deal?
Oh, no, that's not where I was going with this. No. No, I was actually thinking back to when Daniel had said that he had gone out looking for the children and that the police, he had offered up his phone to the police to check the GPS and, you know, all that sort of thing, right?
Absolutely, yeah. No, they do have separate cell phones.
Okay, all right.
And the cops even gave Daniel a cell phone while they took Daniel's cell phone. So, like, yeah,
Right.
no.
Okay.
I don't know, like I said, like...
You know what's going to be awesome about that? I hope they do a dump at some point about Daniel's fucking phone. Danny, I hope they send a warrant over to Facebook to get your messages. I can't wait to see all his shirtless flex messages, his duck face photos, his shirtless. Maybe he's got some cock shots in there. He sends the ladies on Facebook dating. If anybody has a load of nasty ass selfies, it's going to be this tweaker. Oh, I send these out to all of the honeys that I come across. Hey, look at me, ladies. Take a look at this. You know what you like. They call me the Craigslist King, Daniel Martell. Yeah, formerly of Craigslist. Men seeking whatever. Daniel's loaner phone might end up being an exhibit. Could be. But there's got to be a wealth of information on there in relation to this sex offender's history. Ladies, don't get into that Facebook fucking shit. Don't get into that Facebook dating nonsense. This is what happens. Dude gaslights you and moves into your place after 2 weeks. That might be like an idea on your mind, like at a night, maybe after midnight when you've had a few glasses of wine, you're feeling, a little anxious. But it's not the best thing to do. It's not the best course of action. Get to know. Oh, what's to get to know? You've got a hold of my entire Facebook. You can see everything on my Facebook. Holy shit. You'd think this is like the Arctic or something where there's like no other people around for thousands and thousands of miles. They're not that far away. Like, I mean, it is Nova Scotia, but still in Nova Scotia, it's not that lacking in population. There's enough. I mean, Halifax is 800,000 people. You should be placing your ads in Halifax. Don't worry about anything else. It's your best odds. Maybe hang out at some bars downtown. Some college bars. Some barely legal bars, Daniel. The real Norbeast are still laughing, Daniel. No media interviews, Daniel. You sure didn't look happy. You sure AF go out there fast, run for us. Oh, yeah, he got out of there fast? Is what you're saying? Yeah, I heard that. I should almost go pick up that clip. I should almost go take a look at that clip. Let's see if I can pull that up in the background. So I think it was on... Actually, maybe it was this right here. Maybe it's over at Justin's watching this nonsense. Is it? Let's see. The stepfather of missing Nova Scotia children, Jack and Lily Sullivan, faced a judge for the first time Monday on charges of SA, assault, and forcible confinement. Holy shit. I mean, Daniel, Logan, don't you consider that to be fairly serious? These are just nonsensical charges, aren't they, Logan? What do you think? This is the People's Court? This is the RCMP bringing charges against Danny. And they will get a conviction. They didn't make a mistake. They didn't make a mistake and say, whoops, sorry about that, Mr. Martell. Forget about all of this. No, you can see where this is going. Are you going to bring him some ramen noodle when he's locked up? You're going to have the hottest phone calls, I bet. The criminal charges against Daniel Martell are not directly related to the RCMP major crimes investigation into the disappearance of Lily 6 and Jack now 5. Thank you, Helicopter Grandma. They are related, but not directly. Kind of like your relationship and your romantic relationship with Daniel Logan. It's like you two aren't related. Oh, but you are. You are. Maybe even just a part. Note the word directly. They're not directly related. So take the not directly out. Daniel Martell are related, just not directly. So the criminal charges Daniel Martell are related to the RCMP major crimes investigations into the disappearance of Lily 6 and Jack 5. Just because this journalist chose to use not directly, it's stupid. It's not stupid. Let me rephrase that. It's misleading in a way. Let me be more clear than that. Just take out the not directly, because they are related. You just don't want to explain how. All right? You're not in that business anymore. You're not in broadcast journalism anymore. Look, they are related. It is related. But you're just saying not directly as though there's different relations to how it could be connected. And you're right. There could be. Do you see? So they're saying they're putting in a negative there. Is it a way of like kind of coming across not legally binding? Do you know what I'm saying? But really look into it. Maybe I'm just too stoned right now. Let me see. Mr. Martell, 34, who was charged in late January, did not have a lawyer. That's not a surprise. But Legal Aid Nova Scotia Defense Counsel, Nick Honch, drew the shortest straw and represented him for the appearance, waiving the reading of charges. Holy shit. Daniel didn't even know you could do that. So already he's doing Daniel some good there, isn't he? Can we please not have his charges read out in court to not further embarrass Daniel and Logan? Let's keep this on the DL. Don't want anybody finding out. The adult complainant's identity is protected by a publication ban. The alleged crimes took place between September 1st, 2024 and March 30th, 2025 in Lansdowne, Nova Scotia, according to the court documents. So all of these things happened within his house. Well, you don't have to really go worrying about identifying the victim. It's kind of nice that it's separate or not directly related, we'll call it. That's ambiguous, but I like using it, just like in that instance. What are you saying in my chat, Helicopter Grandma? AB Kent should have sold bracelets for Daniel for his court today, LFMAO. He did. You guys already bought them. You guys have already bought them. Fiendlax, what's up? They don't read the charges to protect the victim and respect the judge's order, maybe. No, we know what it is, but they could have redacted the victim's name. They didn't need to. It was unnecessary. But it would have been nice. Would have been something. Would have been more entertaining for the people there. That's who I'm thinking about. What the hell happened just in my chat? I just had a bunch of disappearing messages or what? Hold on. Will their cousins be their cousins? Will their cousins, but we're not quite sure that she is really his cousin because Logan's mother may have slept with somebody else. Well, they're hoping that they are cousins. It turns them on. It's a kink. It's a fetish of theirs. Lynn Galbois, 1987, says, no, you're right, AB. The words not directly are just for liable reasons. But I'm sure she, as a woman looking and listening to Daniel, has always made up her mind. Well, I get what you're saying, Lynn. I just answered it myself because I kind of used it and found a use for it. So, yeah, I understand what they say. It just sticks out to me. Let's see. So it goes... Yeah, we talked about that. So let me go to the next one. I took these from over at Justin's screenshot, so they're a little blurry. The criminal charges against that Daniel Martell are not directly related to the RCMP Reddit. The adult complainant Reddit, Mr. Martell looking serious and downcast. Mr. Martell looking serious and downcast stood with his arms at his side as senior Crown prosecutor Bill Gorman told Provincial Court Justice Cameron McKean that he elected to prosecute by indictment. Ooh, that means any conviction would involve more severe penalties. Oh, fuck! What? More severe penalties. How can you get more severe than the most severe? I thought he was already getting the most severe. He's going to get fucking his testicles wrung. They're going to fucking make an example of him like you wouldn't believe. They're going to give him as much possible and... let's not get carried away. We'll see how it turns out. Almost should do a little bit of a side search into some case law. Well, on Grok case law. Like not from the actual legal library. That's not where I'm talking about. But just through Grok to try to see if I can't pull up any similar cases. We don't know all the details, but we can pretty much enter enough information to get something close and see what happened. Do that tomorrow, maybe. The disappearance of Lily and Jack has been the focus of an intensive RCMP major crime investigation. By the way, if it didn't, hey Danny, if it didn't have anything to do with Jack and Lily, they wouldn't be mentioning it alongside Jack and Lily Sullivan's situation. But legally, which isn't what we're referring to, it's considered a little bit different. Not that it matters any. Was Derwood there, Norbeaster? I don't think so. Well, I shouldn't say that. Maybe he was probably over at Janie's ripping a piece while Daniel was away, probably taking advantage of all of the house to herself. Probably has her feet up on the couch. Mr. Martell, looking serious and downcast, stood with his arms at his side. As senior Crown prosecutor Bill Gorman, we read that the disappearance of Lily and Jack has been the focus of an intensive RCMP major crime investigation after Malaya Brooks Murray and Mr. Martell reported them missing from home. Very well put. Very well put, my friend. On the morning of May 2nd, 2025, my compliments to the chef of that statement. RCMP spokesperson Allison Gerard, in a recent update about the case, said investigators are evaluating all scenarios, including criminality. Isn't that interesting? See how they're just inching this in? Now we're talking about criminality. We're talking about SA. We're talking about forcible confinement. We're talking about Daniel's abusive relationship with Malaya, and the fact that, oh, by the way, there's an unrelated situation with Jack and Lily out there. These kids that they had living there. You don't think it all has something to do with one another? Absolutely it does. How could it not? How could the fact that you're an out of control addicted sex offender not have something to do, oh, let me forget, violent sex offender, have something to do with the kids gone missing? How could it not? The RCMP spokesperson, Alison Gerard, said investigators are evaluating all scenarios and reevaluating after they find this asshole guilty. So that's good to hear. If the spokesperson at this point in time, March 2nd, is saying that they're evaluating all scenarios, including the criminality of this scenario, which we talk about here daily, the routine, then it means that they're not waiting till they get a guilty conviction of all of this nonsense to then proceed. They're already ahead of the game. That makes me feel a lot better. I like the way they phrased that. Well done, RCMP, thus far. Outside the PIC2 courtroom, a number of people gathered seeking answers about 2 missing children. I like that little part. Not that one, but the one we just read. Neon posters. There's a car there with a bunch of neon posters on it. Neon posters on the window of a parked car outside said justice for Jack and Lily. Where are Jack and Lily? And if they are not in the woods, where are they? The children's aunt and family friend, Cheryl Robinson. Oh, ooh. Fucking Christ. Nochin said the court appearance was particularly emotional for her because Monday was exactly 10 months since Jack and Lily disappeared. Oh, Cheryl, thanks for reminding us. Fucking idiot. I feel like the RCMP are just going to solve what happened. I feel like the RCMP are going to solve what happened to Jack and Lily, she said in an interview. Uh-huh. Didn't graduate high school, did you, honey? After his court appearance, Mr. Martell refused to answer questions about the charges as he briskly left the courthouse. His ugly-ass cousin, Logan Mackenzie, at his side. Yeah, his new hussy, his new bitch. It's okay. Oh, I'm so supportive of you in all of this. I'm your closest fan. I'm your biggest fan, dude. Logan's such a fucking nasty bitch. And she does it here on the internet as well. Doesn't she, guys? Logan, do you remember where you're going? You're following, obsessed everywhere, comparing yourself and how you look to Malaya? You're so jealous. Now we're figuring it out. When Mr. Martell was asked if he thinks the charges have anything to do with the case of Jack and Lily, he said no. No. Adding that the RCMP has said as much already. Oh, yeah? No, they actually said not directly, and they're referencing it legally to the actual case number. It's a completely different case number, you fucking idiot. You know, like they associate like an 11-digit number to every situation in that sense. That's really what it comes down to meaning. Yeah, it's a completely different case number. Separate. Different. When Mr. Martell was asked if he thinks the charges have anything to do with the case of Jack and Lily, that's a fantastic. That had to have been the what I was referring to from the woman from Global News. I'm pretty sure it is. Following him across the road. Mr. Martell, do you think the charges have anything to do with the case of Jack and Lily? Oh, not at all. Not at all. No. Even the RCMP said that. That's not what she's asking. When pressed, Daniel raised his voice. Are you sensitive about something, Danny boy? Something on your mind there, pervert? Should be a little bit more patient. You raised your voice at the woman from Global News? Oh, that's fucking perfect. Exactly what your free lawyer didn't want you to do. Where was your free lawyer? Why couldn't they speak to him? Hey, sexy boy. Holy hell. What the hell? Where the hell did my other piece go? I cut off a piece. Oh, you know what? Well, he said, I just told you. It has nothing to do with Jack and Lily. Something of the sort. So I couldn't finish that off. I realized I stopped watching Justin at that time. I got caught up and I got distracted. No, we'll go back. We'll finish it off some other time. That's good enough for me, though. Look at this. Little fucking sensitive boy. You didn't even wear a coat. You didn't even wear a coat to court. What sort of fucking tart are you? When Mr. Martell was asked, ooh, so formal. They no longer consider you a friend. They no longer consider you Daniel. You're not good old Danny looking for the kids anymore. You're Mr. Martell being asked about if he thinks the charges. Do you think you having SA charges or forcible confinement have anything to do with the case of Jack and Lily? The case. That's fairly broad. What in particular? The fact that they're no longer around? Oh, but I'm sure that they're still living somewhere, living their best lives. Oh, I'm sure I just heard them. I swear I just heard them. It can't be too far. He's adding that the RCMP have said this much already. Oh, can you quote the RCMP, please? When pressed a little bit. Sir, Daniel, surely it has to have something to do with Jack and Lily no longer being there. You raised your voice. You tweaked out. Just like you tweaked out on Malaya. Just like you freaked out on the kids there, hands-on. You guys went hands-on. Imagine how fucking fast you assholes went hands-on with Jack and Lily. We saw what you assholes did at the end of the fucking driveway. Fighting with Haley. Both you and Logan. Physically assaulting other people that you guys initially asked to come over to help search. Interesting. That is just an extension of what Jack and Lily went through. And imagine they're only 4 and 5, 4 and 6, now 5 and 6. Physical abuse and going hands-on was a common daily occurrence at this house. I've got no doubt at this point in time. Not only between Malaya and Daniel, but Malaya and the kids. It's probably how he controlled the kids. So somehow, through their eyes, the kids were being neglected because of something Malaya wasn't doing, as opposed to anything else that they're associated with within that household. That would be a physical impossibility. The fact that you're on the house would suggest that you're as equally responsible for the neglect and the abuse those kids went through. Especially Daniel.
Whatever she has offered up or whatever she has done, if she had a lie detector test or whatever she has done, I can't speak on her behalf anymore because I haven't seen her since literally that Saturday, but I haven't spoken to her since that Sunday.
So did it come as a shock to Daniel that she actually up and left him?
Yes, 100%.
Look, I'm not saying anything, but it's amazing to me how a sweater could take that form. Where did you get that sweater from? I like the design. Look at the size of your fucking arms in it. You've got 24-inch pythons like Hulkster. Wow. Look at how fucking big you are. Look at how wide you are, Logan. No wonder you are so sensitive about how Malaya looks and how much thinner you are than her. Good luck with that. Why are you so fixated on your weight? Why can't you just see the beauty in everybody? You've got to compare yourself. You're probably getting advice from Janie. There's somebody for everybody.
Because one moment there was an altercation at the end of the driveway, which was me and one of Malaya's family members screaming at each other. And the cops were called down. So when the cops came down, they took Malaya aside. They took my mother aside because my mother said she was part of the altercation, which she was. I was as well. And my aunt. We all got spoken to by the police. Malaya literally told the police officer right then and there, like, this is the happiest I've ever been. I feel the safest when I'm with here. Like, even when she left, Officer Mason was dead shocked, as was Daniel, that she actually left. Because she told the officer that it was the safest she's ever been. So when
after her mother got there,
that was before her mother got to her.
And I just want to clarify, when you're saying that, she was saying that this is the safest she's ever felt, meaning in your company and your family's company.
Yes,
correct? Yeah,
absolutely, yes.
Okay.
So, to know that he got home to go contact her, that he was blocked and deleted.
You want to start an internet rumor about Logan? Take a look at the two dots below her right eye. Tell me she hasn't unalived 2 children with those there. They're like 2 teardrops from a crypt or something in prison. First of all, why is this going in or out, I wonder? I think this is probably going out. Fuck, you're running away. You couldn't even have Logan open the door for you. You're running. You're heading out yourself ahead of everybody. And the only person, oh shit, the only person is this journalist, this woman journalist running after him outside across the street. And that's the one you yelled at. The RCMP said no, it doesn't have anything to do with anything. Danny, you're running away from reality again. It has everything to do. This has everything to do with what happened to Jack and Lily. They're chatty Kathy. Remember how chatty he was with CBC last month? Oh, he couldn't wait to get into just every topic so he could update everybody. Let's just get right into it. You got slapped so fucking hard with this SA charge. You're desperately hanging on to the only person that believes you, and it's this nasty old bitch, your cousin of all people. Why couldn't it be somebody who's not related to you? Holy fuck. I love you. I love you, Daniel. I believe you. Oh, I've never liked that Malaya. That Malaya, she's been trouble since the get-go. She's been the trouble. This asshole moved in after 2 fucking weeks. Started beating her. Felt why not? And the negligence began at that point. Oh, I'm the Daniel you first met. You remember me? Hello, the Daniel you first met. I'm going to be that Daniel I was when you first met. How could that ever possibly be? How could you go back in time? You didn't even know him then. You didn't know him after 2 weeks. That's the person that you're going to tell Malaya you're going to go back to? Oh, I promise I'm going to be that Daniel you first met. Dude, you moved in with her after 2 weeks. What a fucking idiot.
was a complete and utter shock.
How old is Malaya?
Malaya is 27, I believe.
And Daniel's 30.
32, I believe.
Okay. I just want to mention something. There's
34.
211 people in the room. Could we get people to tap, please, and just boost the channel?
Yes, please. Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
It really, really, really helps the channel a lot.
Shut up.
Oh,
Shut
and
the
I
fuck up.
described Daniel and Malaya's relationship great, to be totally honest. Like,
Why didn't you take the mic today? Why didn't you get up there instead of the public defender there, Logan? Listen, I described the relationship as great. Had a great relationship. Think about how far off she is. It's absolutely laughable. It's intentional, which makes it malicious towards Jack and Lily in that sense. Oh, they had a fucking great relationship. Except all this, of course. Now. She goes on to tell us all these stories, the way she portrays them. She doesn't quite understand that she's not coming out looking like the best in all of this. Like, she's trying to minimize, and she still comes out looking like shit. Then you started your campaign of telephone harassment against Malaya and Cindy. You even described it as such. Whoops.
for every time I've been around and been there, they've completely got along. I don't know. Every relationship has.
Look at that. That was great. But every time that you've been around, they've been getting along. That's telling somebody that there are times in which they don't get along. Like, shouldn't that go without saying? The person that you're with, you get along with. But she's pointing it out as though it's something. Every time I'm there, they were getting along, as though there's other times in which they obviously don't get along. Maybe Heather. When Logan is saying MBM was saying she felt as safe she has been. Oh, I see what you're saying. On the day the cops were there, as well as DM were dead shocked. Could be leakage. Yeah, well, my only thing to you, Heather, I tend to leave it alone because it's being expressed through this idiot's mouth, and we know it's not true. Don't take the words that she's saying as truth and try to further then analyze them as though they were true, and then the next thing you know, you actually start believing it happened. No, I tend just to leave it alone. It could be. You never really know until much later, of course. Like, listen, she's not here to represent the truth. She's here to stick up for her Daniel and Janie. Now, why would they need to be stuck up for? Why would they? Because there's all these irrational people out there with pitchforks trying to break their door down and pull them out and hang them in the streets? No. But it's such an obvious scenario when Janie and Daniel have acted the way that they do, for it to be an indicator to everybody that children are missing, the parents are lying. We've got a problem here. Of course, they're responsible. And it's the same situation here. Now, at this point, they want to be splitting hairs in saying, oh, we're being accused of this specific. We've unalived the kids and they're buried here on the property, as if unaliving the kids wasn't where you should have taken it. They love to play little games like that, but they're not doing themselves any justice. Everybody and their brother and the RCMP know that they're guilty. This is just the evidence building phase. And guess what? We've got such a great new piece of evidence in the 3 charges that are coming down the line for this asshole. Now, instead of Malaya calling the RCMP and letting them know that the kids may have walked out the door, they may have possible autism and they've been known to wander. It's completely different than the reality of the situation was with, we just got a call from this sex offender's wife who's known to forcibly confine her and assault her, make her call in and report her kids missing. That's a completely different scenario, assholes. Not you guys in the audience. See, they pulled us in minute by minute through all of this. No, take that in the other... Go.
Has issues, but I've never... I describe their relationship as great. Like, they became very close. They had a child together. He raises their kids. She helped raise his other kid. Like, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I didn't see any issues.
And
Not really.
Has Daniel had the opportunity, since this has happened, to visit Meadow?
No.
So who's preventing him from... Is it Malaya that's preventing him from doing that?
From what I understand, it's children's
Oh, they
aid.
are adult.
Sorry, from what you understand, it's who?
Children's aid.
Why would Children's Aid withhold access to his child?
I'm not sure. And this is the type of situation.
Oh, because he's a violent sex offender. You guys understanding a little bit better now? Because Daniel's got problems controlling everything in his life. Like, he can't control where he puts his pecker in. He's fucking holes in the tree. Looking in his mom's RV window at night. Playing with himself, touching himself. Poking himself in the pants.
That I've never been in.
Like, he even, I mean...
And he has proved himself over and over again. So, on CPS issue.
He's proven himself over and over and over again to be a complete and utter liar, to be a fool, Logan. You're such a fucking idiot. You are so fucking stupid. It doesn't matter what you really believe at this point. The fact that you're out here speaking like you are is so disrespectful to the children, misleading. And why does Daniel have the need to have a white knight like you come out and speak on his behalf? And when you do, it's so fucking shallow. It's not even genuine. It's a horrible job. You should have just shut the hell up. You're so desperate. He's proven himself. You, if you believe that, you shouldn't even be a mother. You should not be in the care of any child anywhere, because you can't differentiate reality from fantasy in this situation. Unfortunately, Daniel has proven himself, but not through the words or the things that he tried to get across, through his behavior and his linguistic indicators of deception. You can't wait to help cover up a double child murder with sexual implications to it all. A violent sexual act from an out-of-control fucknut that you're championing. What a fucking disgusting human being. What an idiot. I hope people beat her ass.
With this is kind of not my spot to say. So what goes on there? But no, from what I understand, and this is the only thing I'm going to say about it, is I believe it is CPS that is doing this right now.
So is it
Like,
Malaya
I'm
or is
surprised
it
that
Malaya's mom that has access to the little one right now?
The baby, Meadow is in custody of her mother. Like Malaya has custody of Meadow at the moment.
I don't understand why they wouldn't.
Yeah. Helicopter Grandma, tell me how DM has proven himself. Lies, changing stories, narcissistic abuse, controlling, abusive man that uses sex to control women. Yeah, and it's not even good sex, dude. You're a fucking idiot. What a fucking weirdo. What was her role exactly, Phoenix? She's so invested. We're still finding that out. Just how much of an accessory is she? Janie level accessory? They certainly don't know when to butt out. How can you be so insistent that somebody is absolutely innocent of all of this to the point of proving himself time again and again and again and again? When it's the furthest thing from the truth. So the furthest thing from the truth is the same with this Meadow statement. Meadow. Ridiculous. Shut your yap. Maybe she has enough to beat.
Allow Daniel access.
I don't understand why, if this is a case.
Malaya has the baby.
Unless she made allegations of domestic abuse. But even then, it would have to go to family court, and he should be allowed at minimal right now supervised access. With
Absolutely, we've been going through all that, but as of right now,
Oh, just so caring about this
we're
fucking
working
guy.
on that. So that's something I don't really want to discuss. Is
We're working on that. Do you see all of this? We're working on this. We're working on that. You and Danny? What are you going to pretend to be boyfriend, girlfriend? Are you new daddy? Danny's new daddy to everybody. The we, Callie. That stands out to me so significant. That tells me the type of relationship, how she's speaking about this. Oh, she's a real spokeswoman. She's fangirling, you think, Tatel? It's nasty, clapping seal. I'm disgusted thoroughly. Disgusted that this sort of shit goes on in my country. No, Danny's the new daddy. She's already chased the last 4 away. Nobody wants to stay with her. Maybe you guys can stay with their crying daddy.
like his doings with the children at the moment.
Right. And that's fair enough.
And I don't believe she's met anybody else. Like I said she felt the safest in everything there. So everybody's saying that maybe she met somebody new. I don't believe that. Her and Daniel were great. So I can't.
So just your gut instinct. What do you think? And if you're not comfortable, that's fine. I mean, what is your gut instinct? What's going on with Malaya? Why is she doing all of this?
I believe her mother's kind of manipulative. From what I've seen of her,
why would the mom want to do this?
I don't know. But what I've met of the mother, I've been Daniel and her have been together 3 years. This is the first time I have ever met the mother. And like I said, and you know when you get vibes from people you know. Even when I was putting my phone number in Malaya's phone for her, when she was leaving, her mother seemed like I was doing something wrong. Like she was like, "What?"
Charity, we got a $20 super chat from Heather. Thank you, Heather Nicole. Snack for Charity. Tell her hi. Thanks for all you do. Well, thank you for being here, darling. Snacks for Charity. We got 20 coming in, Chair. High five, honey. Give me a hard one. Can you say yay? Yeah, well, Well, now you don't want to be noisy in front of my mic. Thank you, Heather.
What are you doing with Malaya's phone? Like, what are you doing? I said, I'm giving her my number so she has me to call. Like, I'm a safe place. Like, you,
Right.
why are you being so nosy on what I'm doing to your daughter's phone?
Could you imagine? Look at how she's trying to spin that back onto Cindy. Why is she so intent on making Cindy look so suspicious? Because they probably suspect she's going to be the first one to talk, considering she is the one who talks to Malaya the most. And she is associated with this because it's those conversations with Cindy is what triggered off Danny. These conversations with Cindy is what Daniel was trying to restrain Malaya over. These holding her down and taking her phone away and preventing her from calling her mom or Patty or anything like that. So she's already well ahead of the game and trying to talk shit about Cindy and bring her in an accusatory manner. When who the fuck are you? You don't know anything. There's all kinds of other things to be concerned about at this point in time with Jack and Lily missing than any of this drama that you're associating with the case. But then again, it really has something to do with the case, like it or not. Why? Because of where it's coming from. Danny. You think Danny's the fucking victim of all of this here? No, he's the perpetrator, bitch. And he's been that way since the get-go. 2 weeks, he moved into Patty's. When is he going to move into your place, Logan?
Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, why?
You know what I mean?
But when I did try to call Malaya afterwards, like
Now
on
here we
that
go with the
Sunday,
story.
to check on Meadow and to check on her.
Oh, I'm calling her just to check on Meadow. You call her up and you don't say anything. Call her up and prank her. You're harassing her over the telephone. All of a sudden now you, Logan, are concerned about Meadow? Why don't you be concerned about Jack and Lily?
She answered, and as soon as she answered, what I got was, I said, how is Meadow? She goes, Meadow is fine. And then I hear in the background, who are you talking to? Hang that phone up.
So she's very toxic. Yeah.
Yes. So then when I called back the next time, because I'm very persistent, I'm going to call the next day, my number was blocked. So, you know, little trick on your phone, if you're blocked, you can private your number and it will still go through.
Yeah, just more evidence of the abuse. You're just abusing her by proxy. You're an extension of the abuse that she was going through while living with Danny Boy because of your insistence on putting yourself in this situation. Danny can speak for himself. None of these assholes want to talk to you, bitch. They all want to talk about Dan and to Dan. Who the fuck are you? You self-important bitch. And you go on to talk about all of this nonsense? What a fucking disgusting, sorry excuse for a human being.
So I did call, but I didn't say anything because I wanted to see who would answer the phone. Her mother answered the phone, and she went Malaya's phone, so I did not talk, and I just hung up the phone because I knew I wasn't going to get anywhere. You're a 27-year-old girl and your mother has custody of your phone. I think there's an issue there.
Oh, fuck. Consider the source there.
Interesting.
She seems very toxic to me, and like I said, yes, very.
Cindy and Malaya seem very toxic to her, but this guy, oh, jeez, think about how off that is. It's like the complete opposite of what's actually going on. So Logan must think that these charges are frivolous. These are frivolous charges the RCMP have decided to lay against your fucking incestuous relationship, man, love child, Danny.
Trolling, and that's how Daniel has described her to me because I've asked about her.
Yeah.
Jack, it's time to go to bed, baby.
There's Logan neglecting her kids again. Go to bed. I'm busy on the phone. Sticking my nose in other people's business. Go to bed, Dad.
No, it's time to go to bed, baby.
No. Get the fucking bed, goddamn kids. Don't make me get the fucking belt out.
That 3-hour late nap was not a great idea. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's neglectful. You let the kids sleep for 3 hours in the afternoon. Now you're yelling at them. Time for bed. It's parents' prerogative, I guess. Her kid's just gone. Who is Logan to decide anything about Malaya? She should step back, and if she can't help, then keep her nose out of it, Tammy Worley says. That's a nice way of saying it.
Sorry. But yeah, no,
At least she's not into the Janie lie cry.
yeah. So if there's not anything else, I'm going to try to get this little creature to go to bed.
Right, I'll leave it there, guys.
Well, if there's nothing else, I'll leave it to go beat my kids. Put them to bed, I mean. Hypocrites, liars, Brenda says, despicable, disgusting. Disturbing entire family in itself. In my opinion, they're all guilty. Allow me to be the new judge. Why did Janie not show up at Comfort Danny Boy today? Oh. Because none of it's her business. That happened in the trailer, and what goes on in the trailer stays in the trailer to Janie. She doesn't know anything about it. Doesn't care. Daniel's a big boy now. He can look after his own issues. If she's done something, she's distancing herself. That would be the simple answer, I think. That'd be the simplest. He's in a world of hurt. Hey, Danny, does this have anything to do with what happened to Jack and Lily? That's a no-brainer. Can't even believe that we'd be asking that. Of course it does. Just think about what else it's going to tell you. The risk that those children were in over there was off the charts. How could it have been prevented? I mean, for me, you have to go and look back to, well, we have to get a little bit more information, but you've got to go back to the beginning of the relationship. And Malaya is a victim in all of this, but she's also got a lot of responsibility as to what brought things to where they were, I believe. Now, we will get answers eventually on that. But right now, the RCMP are respecting, as this transpires, they'll respect the information a lot more. They'll probably get a lot farther with doing it how they're doing it. Kim Elton, you should be on the cover of Great Parenting magazine. You mean Logan? Oh, she's got her own ad in there for babysitting services. You think, just a clapping seal, you presume there'll be some raging going down on Lansdowne tonight? No, the denial runs thick over there. They're all in denial. They're all in denial to a degree. oh, Daniel's just proving himself again and again and again. How exactly is he proving himself? And proving himself to be what exactly? So there's two questions in with that. Dani should move in with Logan. Well, why when she's over there all the time? She's over there all the time anyway. I brought you over a macaroni and cheese. I cooked you up some Kraft dinner. Do you have any hot dogs? Maybe we can eat tonight. Maybe we can have supper together tonight, you and I, Daniel. They're all effed in the head, says Helicopter Grandma. If it doesn't make sense, then it's not the truth. That's right, Judge Judy. It goes beyond this. Like, think about the scenario we're in. The news media have forced it to a point of, I don't want to say overly comedy for them, but it's what did he think was going to happen? Like, what did you think was going to happen? Why do you think lawyers tell you to shut the hell up? Methed up freaks dueling banjos? Well, listen, what good did he think was going to come out of all of this? Did he really think that people were going to believe him? Like, it was out of their control to begin with. They felt that they were so much in control when they did whatever that they did to Jack and Lily. But I'm not so much talking and focused about the incident and what happened to Jack and Lily, because the real meat to all of this, sadly, is what happened immediately after whatever happened to Jack and Lily. And there's so many people involved. Like, there's not just one random unknown person in the middle of the night and they don't know who it is. There's 3 people on the property with the kids saying that one minute they were there and the next that they're not, paraphrasing, and they were drifting in and out of sleep, and how there's so much more to the story and it's all Malaya's fault. And you know, they've contradicted themselves so early on, thinking that was going to benefit them. Holy fuck, when is that ever going to benefit you? Now, I don't know the dynamics, obviously, of what happened, what incident it was that took the lives of Jack and Lily. It's been brought up many places, whether or not Daniel could be in a position to gaslight Malaya into a situation. Maybe she believes what Daniel's telling her. We don't know. We know that she voluntarily picked up that phone and lied to the RCMP. There's something more to this, using the possible autism. And it has to do with, I believe, it has to do with the visit from Children's Aid back in December. Because that would have come up in their conversations, considering what the Children's Aid were there to visit them over. And if you're to believe what the anonymous person from the school had to say about it, it all checks itself out. It works itself out. I think it probably stems from that, and she was in denial over the children's welfare and what family life was really like. We don't know. We don't know her that well yet. But by the looks of things, we can still speak. And Janie, that's why we don't need to hear what Malaya really says at this point. You guys have enough out there. There's no reason to go look at Malaya. You guys have the truth as to what happened to Jack and Lily, specifically Daniel. But the meat to all of this is what happened immediately after, and what's most important it is who knows what and when. There's got to be a sequence of events that happened. What complicates it? Not because there's a mystery at hand. It's not the mystery. It's there's two children. And it's so shocking for your mind to wrap your head around it. Like, you can imagine a person losing their shit. It happens. You can go here. I watched many earlier today from, well, over on several channels, but Ewu Crew, EWU, they have all kinds of situations just like the scenario Daniel's in, where the step parent has harmed the child. The child's passed away, and the interview picks up from them in the room, and the excuses are all the same, and the attitudes are all similar, and so are Daniel's. But the point to that is, I get distracted by scratching something there. That really gets your mind off it. Anyway, I distracted myself. Well, hold on, Helicopter Grandma. What are you talking about? If MBM did something, would you not think that JM and DM would throw her under the bus? Oh, fuck, right away. Right away. To exonerate themselves. Listen, I hear what you're saying. I agree with you. There's so many different reasons here to build your own personal beliefs based off of the deception. You could run dice on it. There's so many different combinations. But it all leads up to simply one thing, Daniel. There's only one thing, and you're criminally responsible. And this is just a peak. This is the tip of the iceberg. This is the first steps. Now, my next question in relation to these charges is how he's either going to have to take it and eat it or fight it in court. If he goes to choose to fight it in court, then all of the information, he's risking so much of what it is that he's lying about and deceiving and trying to keep from people. He's risking so much more by fighting it and going through the process of trying to get a lesser sentence or off these charges in court. So who knows? I'm interested to see how this is going to progress. Either way, he's fucked. I hope he fights this. He pleads not guilty, chooses to go to trial, and all of the information from the trial will add so much more to the missing children's case, because there's a story behind their lives leading up to that point. Something that was forced out through the courts rather than volunteered by Danny and Logan and Malaya in that sense. It's a way to further build that larger picture. Well, he has a public lawyer. He's a public defender, Ginger. Phoenix says he actually looks like he knows he's going down. You recognize the look of guilt in his eyes. There's no question in my mind he's guilty. Okay, there's no question in anybody's mind he's withholding guilty knowledge. No matter what way you look at it, you can't change that. It's just a matter of time before they fucking nail his balls to the wall. And all of his little buddies here are going to go down with him too. So it's going to be interesting to see how the dominoes fall, because I am certain that Janie is a legitimate accessory after the fact. Who knows where Malaya fits in at this point? I'm open. Who knows where Durwood and where I'm getting at is I'm assuming I'm picturing that they pulled in people to help them after the fact, and that falls in and blends in with this whole scenario where they had to call everybody in to try to come over and help them, come help find Jack and Lily, like it's an actual event rather than a legitimate scenario that just happened. It's a performance that they're putting on over there. People knew it. People called it out. That's what led to these problems. The fights in the driveway. But what I'm saying is is the need to even have to do that. Like, fuck, man. I mean, you don't see a person go and call everybody that they know to come and help find their kids for them. Think about how bizarre Malaya led on. She didn't even check for the kids. But there might be a reason that we're not seeing it. It's probably, it would make a lot more sense after we get to know what happened. Perhaps. I'm expecting. That's how I'm expecting to feel. Because what we know from what she said in front of the camera and what they've led on is it's Daniel's narrative in this sense. None of this is Malaya's words. She didn't even know what to say. It was somebody else's, and she was speaking for the we, meaning you, Daniel. She didn't come, Robin. She was at home cleaning, probably. Cleaning what? I don't know. Yeah, Truth Finder, everybody did. We saw right through them from the beginning since the first interviews. There's not too many people that don't. Like, this is so blatantly obvious, and it's so obvious. He's such a poor liar, and it's a poor effort. It's shocking to see even somebody as stupid as Logan stick up for it. That's disgusting. You need to fucking fess up, get your ass in that jail, and have all of this done and over with. You being in front of that camera was like a serial killer bragging about his victims on camera. That's how shocking and disturbing it really is. But you can get away with it because nobody knows you as such at the time. Really feeling proud of yourself, Daniel, for all of the resources that the RCMP went through and all of the information. They still can't come back with a smoking gun against you. Boy, you live in a fucking fantasy world. Right from the get-go, you contradicted your own statements. You violated the first rule of any investigator or detective. The reason that they asked you to repeat yourself over what happened again and again and again, you told them contradicting stories for 3 weeks. You didn't have any fucking thing to say for yourself. They had to follow up and really pull the information out of you to physical small intervals during the day. And there's nothing more. Ginger's mom, do you think they'll charge Janie for putting the victim's name out on the internet? You should call into the Crown and send them that voice clip. Maybe we can get a twofer on this one. We can charge her for something too. That'll really send a burr up her ass. I can say anything I want. Taxpayers should get their money back for Daniel wasting all the resources. Oh, well, just turn the money printers back on. It's not the point. It's not the point, Truth Finder. It's not the waste of money. I'm not a scorned father. I'm saying that it was like a trophy to him. He's braggadocious about it. Okay? Focused on it in front of a group of people in a time of crisis for two, well, he wants us to believe missing children as opposed to dead children. Yeah, Tammy Worley, whatever happened must have been so bad on their part. Who hides kids' bodies and thinks people will not know they're lying? Listen, at the end of the day, they don't even believe it. This is desperation. It's shocking when you put it into its scope. I get you, Tammy. And two at that. 2 children. And it'll be something just as stupid as something triggering him, like the kids not listening to him, not being quiet for him, not doing as they're told. I wonder, I've got no doubt that it was Malaya, that whatever issue him and Malaya was having was what triggered his rager, we'll call it. Well, Danny Boy thought he was playing checkers with the RCMP. Sergeant McMahon was playing chess, 50 moves ahead of him. That's rhetorical too. Yeah. I don't think that he was fooling anybody. There's no possible way that he was fooling anybody when everybody out there, if you're of reasonable sound mind and you can assess things in a normal sort of way, it looks the same. Like, here are your kids missing. You called in. You've contradicted yourself in these particular set of paperwork. There's something more going on here. You even admit there's so much more going on here. And think about how bizarre he's representing being open and transparent and cooperative when he's sitting there telling everybody he's protecting information and he's working so closely with detectives. He's answered thousands of questions, he says. Danny does. He's just nothing but a fucking liar. That tells me exactly what I figured I don't want to know from him and what it is that he's covering up. People just don't cover up an accident because they're scared of getting in trouble. No, he's covering up the absolute worst case scenario, desperate in order not to be branded and found guilty of the worst crimes imaginable that we can possibly put on somebody, which is unaliving children. And on top of that, he's now going to be a sex offender. And it all has to do with each other. Absolutely it does. Trail hiker Danny claimed he was buddies with the cops. Oh, yeah. Well, if that's what he thinks. He's got weekly conversations with them. Little old did Danny realize they're building a case and letting him run his mouth. I mean, that's how the case progresses. I mean, there's only one place to look in this scenario as far as I'm concerned, based off of all the questionable behavior by the parents. Like, I mean, mind you, these aren't things that your RCMP spokesperson is going to be admitting out there and telling everybody and talking to us about. That's what the kind of fun we have. Let that up to us. There's no possible way this guy is getting away with anything. You're saying 4 hours interrogation, let's pray they have enough evidence? Oh, you're not just relying on one thing. That's the benefit to keeping it a missing persons case. They can keep pulling you in there and talking to you and keep it going on for as long as possible. It keeps their investigative their procedures a little bit more open to time and not being constrained in order to find and possibly jeopardize not getting the charges the individual deserves. Oh, things will change as soon as he's convicted. Things will take a little bit of a different jump, because it would be foolish for even the mainstream media not to point out the problem with there being a sex offender who's now was found guilty of SA living with 2 kids who were now missing. Time to reevaluate. But it sounds like they're doing that already. They're evaluating, maybe on a slower time frame. Would the RCMP even tell the public if remains were found? If they're building a case? Yeah. Yeah, they're not just going to come and wait until court and pull it out as like, no, it's not like that. Let me introduce Exhibit C, the kids' bodies. They wouldn't go through, you wouldn't need, no. If they found the bodies in that sense, things would take a different direction based off of autopsy, based off of the circumstances in which they recovered them from. But would they tell the public? Yeah, the public would know right away. It'd be hard to hide that, because the site would have to be cordoned off, and then all of a sudden the forensics come in, do their thing. You can't hide that really, right? But it's possible. It's possible that they don't. Yeah, I see what you're asking. Yeah, it's possible that they don't. They don't right away. But I don't think that they're going to hold it and build the case and then come out with it afterwards. It depends. I would say is probably the safest one. But I see what you're saying, what you're getting there. Tammy, Daniel has to have a place that he hid them. Someone that knows him, that's honest, could help. Well, good luck finding that. Seems like the whole family is crazy, loco, and all their friends are too. Not one good one in the bunch. Yeah, very bizarre, isn't it, Tammy? Well, when I don't know what to tell you. Time will tell. We get to know them over time. It's surprising. It's surprising to me. Maybe they're all high. Maybe they're all dipping in. Why did Logan offer to take Meadow when Malaya just had lost her 2 children? And why is she acting like she's Daniel's partner? Look how close they stand next to each other. I thought she was his ex. Yeah, there's something incestuous going on, Vivaldo. You see it. Yeah, it's very bizarre. Mm-hmm. Oh, there's definitely something going on, like sexually. But, I mean, an emotional bond between the two. Maybe he's begged her. Who knows? Like, she's not that bright. She doesn't even finish her statements. It's difficult to find out if it's intentional. I think it's a combination of both. Truthfinder, she offered to take Meadow because she was afraid Daniel wouldn't get to see her because she knows he's guilty. What weird. I don't know about that, but I don't expect to be able to relate to why or what motivates her into doing what it is that she does. Whatever it is carte blanche for shaming and shit talking. She's a fucking idiot. She offered to take Meadow because she was afraid Daniel wouldn't get to see her. Yeah. Because she knows he's guilty. I mean, she's involving herself regardless. That's reckless. That's ridiculous. Why would you feel the need to get involved with all of this? My first answer to that is because she was asked to by Daniel or Janie. That's why. But that dynamic is going to be investigated. Like, so many people have said so many sketchy things. I couldn't even imagine myself if somebody told me that answer, then parroting it, volunteering to parrot that nonsense. They had a real hate on for Jack and Lily and Malaya. They were treated and are treated as second best, suspicious, something to be concerned about. Imagine what she went through when she was living there. Trail Hiker, we brought that up. Logan is jealous of MBM. That comes across her fake messages up on Facebook. Historically, go over check Mike Demand's earlier videos out. He has some good ones on Logan. Was Justin there that night too? I don't know, Adele. Don't know yet. Andrea Marshall, maybe Logan likes to party with Daniel in the rugs. Well, she's not doing enough of them because she's a big one. When this goes down, no one will see the cops coming. They think they outsmarted them. Oh, Phoenix. I don't think that they actually think that they're getting anything by the RCMP. They're still trying to go through the motions. You know how, like, when you're desperate, like they're desperate, sitting in there, Daniel in the interview room will believe anything the cops tell him. Oh, yeah, best friends. He's about to get his fucking ass hung by these guys. And this is just the beginning of it. When this goes down, let's see, they still do. They hate those babies and Malaya. They don't even try to hide or fake it. Right, Clapping Seal. In fact, they qualify it. They justify it. They portray it as something that people out there could relate to. When in fact, it's indicators that something's really off with this relationship. Really bizarre the way that they're portraying it. Oh, it's all Malaya's fault. She let the kids go to the wayside. Like, that's her designated job, as opposed to this caring dude who's out there searching like a tweaker for no apparent reason. Because why again? The reality is he's avoiding having to stand around and have to answer cop questions. Go around and watch some body cam videos. Get yourself into some that have to do with the loose terms. When parents call in or people call in and report their kids missing, or somebody's missing and dad's or somebody's tweaking. Take a look and imagine Daniel fucking avoiding. Running off. Where's this guy going? Why is he searching here, searching there? Why is he acting so odd? Why isn't Janie saying hello to anybody? I can't wait to see the body cam footage of that particular day. Oh, Vivalda. I don't know. I'm just keeping it open. I don't need to personally focus on Malaya's. Malaya doesn't need to be brought up in that sense at this point in time. We can see enough now to have something to talk about that's directly relatable to Jack and Lily. We've got a maniac out of control living in the same house as Jack and Lily. How could that possibly have anything to do with them getting gone? But no matter what, Janie and Daniel want to say and actively throw shade and suspicion towards Malaya. Doesn't that just, to me, that stands out so significantly as to their stories being bunk and bullshit as to what happened that day. Incomplete, Not even close to what actually happened. But Daniel, they're not going to be, in this situation, they're not going to be reliant on anybody's admission in order to bring this forward. Your bizarro behavior does that. Counts for circumstantial evidence. It's so overwhelming in this case. All of the circumstantial evidence is so overwhelming against Daniel that you'd be a fool not to recognize it. Tammy, you think something happened there? Stupid wasn't raking for a pool. They didn't care about the kids having a clean yard or house. She's hiding something where she raked. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so that tells me, yeah, Tammy, that's a pretty strong, that's a strong argument in that sense for your basis behind why you believe Janie is an accessory after the fact to probable double child homicide here, right? Exactly. Because Janie's into this because whatever was really going on and the need to rake out there at that time of night, she, there's a reason why Janie brought that up. It's such a stupid fucking story. She doesn't care if you believe it or not. It's so stupid. It's unbelievable. Obviously, she's sticking to it. It's a strong indicator as to, there's something more there in that sense. I'm with you. She doesn't want to explain it. She wants to put that back onto the kids because she uses Jack and Lily in that moment too. Oh, it was for a pool that we were going to put in for the kids. Bullshit. Some other guy, something that isn't there yet. You're supposed to conceptualize now. And you have to rake the butt of the pool. Look, she was out there fucking around with dirt, shoveling, digging, raking around, leveling the ground back out again. Wet ground that leaves imprints. Most people hypothesize it was from the traffic in and out from their vehicular activities between the hours of 12 and 4, as seen by two different people, eyewitness accounts that witnessed this. Something that doesn't get brought up enough anymore. Oh, Danny boy. Oh, Danny. That doesn't look very good. Yeah, hiding the tire tracks. Oh, yeah, time for truth. They really could have used a better script. Well, it was good at the time. Too bad he was high when he thought it up. Listen, you can literally get in any situation where the cops are going to have to get involved like this. Make something up. You can make anything up, and the cops have to investigate it the same way in that sense. They have to go through the motions. All we're seeing here and experiencing is liars lying and misleading. That's we have no doubt in as a group of people. It's for the RCMP to do the finite work. They're not in the dark. They absolutely know this story doesn't make any sense and it's unacceptable. And they still have to get the information that they require in order to make the right decisions. And it's not reliant on Mr. Friendly Daniel Martell. Kitty cat. Text to speech is sucking. Shit. Anyway, guys, it's 2 hours, 24 minutes. We'll be back again tomorrow. Keep the faith. We had a little bit of excitement today, but the good news is it's going to progress by the end of the month. So I wonder what Danny's going to do. Is he going to force all kinds of information to come out that's going to be accessible through the missing child's case in court? Or is he just going to go and take what the RCMP are going to slap him with? Is he going to risk information coming out that he doesn't necessarily want to? Which would be any information. He doesn't want any fucking information coming out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for the super chats, my friends. Slowly, justice is coming for these two young, lovely children.
Thank you.